Good evening. Welcome to the 2017 National Honor Society Induction. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now please welcome Andrew Crean and Isabel Solon for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now please welcome Molly Cochran, School Committee Chairperson.
Good evening, students, families, teachers, Ms. Miller, Dr. Rizzi, other administrators, and my fellow school committee members. On behalf of the Stoughton School Committee, I am so pleased to be able to address you tonight and to offer our congratulations to these students and their families on this very important occasion. To begin with, I do want to recognize and extend special thanks to Ms. Rischioni and Ms. Kelly for their work with the National Honor Society. These are two remarkable teachers that we're very fortunate to have. For the families here tonight, this is a culmination of years of work and dedication and devotion. It was your unwavering love and support that allowed these students to flourish. For the teachers who have been singled out for special honor tonight, this is a time for acknowledgement of your commitment and your ability to connect with and to inspire students. Now, the students who have been chosen for this recognition are those who have somehow, despite the digital distractions of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, have chosen to actually make the most of their educational experience. They have seized upon the many opportunities this school district provides, following a challenging academic curriculum and throwing themselves wholeheartedly into the many extracurricular activities, music, art, athletics, and other clubs. Their activism and their enthusiasm has enriched their school and the community as a whole. They have proven themselves to be leaders, some perhaps quiet leaders, but leaders all the same, and to be good citizens who are concerned with others. They have made an impact and they have become role models. It was a long and perhaps a winding road to get to where they are today. These students made good choices and kept on the path of exploration and personal enrichment. And at each step, there were nurturing and dedicated teachers and coaches who motivated the students and whose passion for learning helped them to blossom. So tonight, will you pause in the lives of these very busy students to mark their journey and to celebrate this milestone? Students, your achievements have made it all worthwhile. We're very proud to call you Stoughton's own.
Now please welcome Superintendent of Stoughton Public Schools, Dr. Margaret Rizzi.
National Honor Society inductees, NHS members, parents, relatives, friends, teachers, welcome all of you to this wonderful ceremony. Tonight, we honor and recognize your academic achievements, as well as your contributions to the school and greater community that you have made. Each of you has been chosen out of a very competitive field because you have demonstrated excellence in not one, but numerous ways. Even though you're still very young, you've made more positive impact on the world around you than some people will do in a lifetime. General George Patton once said, "Always do more than is required of you." This simple concept is one of the important keys to success in life, and something that even now, all of you already know, or you wouldn't be here tonight. You already have the characteristics to be successful, however you choose to define that. We at the Stoughton Public Schools, we wish you continued success, fulfillment, and happiness. I hope that this honor that you've earned and will receive tonight will help you to achieve more of what you want in the future. Congratulations.
Now please welcome Principal of Stoughton High School, Juliet Miller.
Welcome. Good evening to Stoughton High School parents, guardians, Stoughton School Committee members, Superintendent of Schools Dr. Rizzi, faculty, staff, fellow administrators, honored guests, our esteemed teacher honoree, Mr. John Galvin, our National Honor Society co-advisors, Ms. Ruscioni and Ms. Kelly, current National Honor Society members, and of course the 2017 inductees. What a great night to be the principal of Stoughton High School. It is a privilege to participate in this ceremony every year. Tonight, the school bestows one of the highest all-around awards on you, the inductees. The National Honor Society has been recognizing outstanding student achievement since 1921. Being a member of National Honor Society is a distinction that holds significance throughout a student's academic life and beyond. As I look at the current members and to the inductees, I'm reminded of the purpose of the National Honor Society: to create enthusiasm for scholarship, to stimulate a desire to render service, to promote leadership, and to develop character in the students. Each of you have given leadership each of you have given countless hours of service, held leadership positions at school, in sports, or through other organizations. You have shown yourself to be resourceful, positive, courteous, enthusiastic, dependable, and persons who exemplify positive attitudes about life. You are cooperative, demonstrate high standards of honesty and reliability, show courtesy, concern, and respect for others. Most impressive of all, you do all this while shouldering a full load of classes and maintaining the highest academic performance. Stoughton High School's mission is to foster the development of responsible citizens who value high academic expectations, diversity, and excellence. It is clear that each of you is a model for our mission. Tonight we recognize you for the scholars and leaders you are. Membership into the National Honor Society will provide you with the activities and opportunities for you to reach your full potential in school and in life after school. Thank you for your contributions to the school community, and congratulations on your induction to the Stoughton High School chapter of the National Honor Society.
Now please welcome Mr. John Galvin for our keynote address.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to start by thanking Ms. Kelly and Ms. Ruscioni and the National Honor Society for inviting me to speak tonight. Hopefully, you won't regret it. Just a little bit of background information. In case you don't know me, my name is John Galvin. I am the director of the History and Social Sciences Department here at Stoughton High School. Along with my other classes, I teach one section of Advanced Placement American History. I coach the varsity boys basketball team, and I've worked in this school system for 32 years. "32 years, 2 months, and 8, almost 9 days. But who's counting? I know you're probably thinking, wow, he's kind of a big deal. I'm also the director of the summer school program here at Stoughton High School. Oh wait, wrong crowd? Of the 59 students being honored here tonight, I have had the pleasure of teaching or coaching 45 out of 59. I'm sorry, 46 out of 59. That's pretty good. That statistic might be a little misleading though, because I've taught 45 of 59, I've coached 1. So shout out to Justin Lee. Thank you for representing the basketball team tonight. 15 years ago, in November of 2002, I stood on this same stage and spoke to a similar group of National Honor Society students. Since that time, a lot has changed. The world has changed, and yet, in some ways, it hasn't. Students, in general, have changed, and yet, you're still the same. Education, the world of education, has been turned upside down, and yet, in some ways, sometimes it's still the same. I kind of wish I had a copy of that speech from 15 years ago, because it would have saved me a lot of time last night. But I do remember a little bit about that night. I remember there was a real sense of excitement in the room at being at a National Honor Society induction ceremony. I remember how excited my mother was. I was kind of, this is confession time, I was kind of an indifferent high school student. And I had never been invited to anything that involved the words honor or national or society or anything like that. So I invited my mom 15 years ago, and she was all excited, and she sat up in the back left-hand corner, and when I announced that she was here, she got a nice round of applause, and, you know, well, guess who's back tonight? "15 years ago, they fell for it too. You guys just fell for it. She's not here. Not to get off subject here, but it kind of makes you wonder how Mr. McLean beat me for funniest teacher in the yearbook superlative. Really? But I do remember some things that actually happened that night. I remember in my speech, which I don't have a copy of, I remember trying, but probably not accomplishing, my goal of making students aware of the problem, the danger of too much of a good thing. And my topic that night was nationalism. And the reason I was talking about nationalism is it was 2002, and we were 14 months out from the attacks of 9/11. The war on terror had begun, and America had just, we had just passed the Patriot Act, which was pretty controversial, and Americans from all different walks of life and different parts of the ideological spectrum were arguing the merits or detractions of it. So it was a, it was a tough time. I remember trying to point out the danger of too much nationalism by using examples that some of my students might have remembered from class, like the Alien and Sedition Acts of the 1790s, or the Palmer raids and the Red Scare of the early 1900s, the Japanese internments during World War II, or McCarthyism in the 1950s. And that's what I remember. So here we are today. Enough about me. Let's keep the focus where it should be, on our National Honor Society students. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to the current members. You didn't get kicked out. And congratulations, of course, to tonight's inductees. As many of you already know, the National Honor Society recognizes students who have excelled in what NHS calls their 4 pillars: scholarship, service, character, and leadership. So let's just take a quick look at these pillars. Scholarship, it's kind of a no-brainer. If you guys didn't get good grades in really rigorous courses, you wouldn't be here tonight, right? So scholarship, no-brainer. Service, whether it's for the right reasons or the wrong reasons, service, especially community service, and hopefully not court-ordered, is probably something you've chalked up a lot of. If in some way you guys didn't give back to the community, you wouldn't be here tonight. So, scholarship and service. What about character? Well, character is defined by NHS as striving to make the right choice day after day. And if you didn't strive for that, you probably shouldn't be here tonight. So that's great. I don't want to talk to you about those 3 things. I think we're all set on those. I want to talk about leadership. Maybe some of you, maybe many of you, are already considered leaders. Maybe you're a team captain, or a student council representative, or a class officer. Question is, does this make you a leader? In an article on leadership in the American Scholar, William Dershowitz posed some interesting questions for present and future leaders. In reading this article, I thought that maybe I recognized some of our students. If you are a National Honor Society student, you are smart. Show of hands. Okay, we get a couple. Thank you, Sarah. You're energetic. Anyone? You are accomplished. Here you sit, right? And you're ambitious. You've got a lot on your plates, right? Do these things make you a leader? Does being a straight A student make you a leader? All right, let's stop picking on scholars. Does being a great athlete make you a leader? Does being a brilliant heart surgeon make you a leader? Does being an accomplished novelist make you a leader? Leadership is kind of elusive. Some of you have already applied to or are in the process of applying to college. And in order to gain acceptance to the college of your dreams, you know that you have to be good at checking off boxes, right? AP and honors classes. Did you take them? Did you take enough of them? Did you get good enough grades? Is your GPA high enough? Check, 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 right? Standardized test scores since day 1, since kindergarten. MCAS, PARC, PSATs, SATs, ACTs, ETCs. Is there a test called ETC? Or is that et cetera? Whatever. 15 years ago I didn't need glasses, so bear with me. What about your extracurricular activities? They better be awesome. Everything you do has to be awesome. Volunteer work, save the world. And God forbid if you want to get a job that pays you minimum wage so that you can go to a movie or something. You got to do all these things. You're good. You guys are good at these things. It's part of the reason why you're here. You're good at checking off the boxes. So the question that William Dershowitz poses for us is this. Does the education system in America today prepare you to be a leader? Or is it a system that trains leaders who can answer questions, but don't know how to ask them? Is it a system that trains leaders who can fulfill goals, but don't know how to set them? Is it a system that trains leaders who can think about how to get things done, but never think about whether these things are worth doing in the first place? So these are just some things serious things to consider as you move forward in your lives, your educations, and someday in your careers. Maybe your generation will be one of leaders. Leaders who are thinkers, leaders who think for themselves, leaders who can formulate a new direction, whether it be on a small scale for your team, for your club, for your organization, or for your school, or for your corporation, or maybe for your government someday. Ask yourself this. Don't answer. Do you have your own ideas? And if you do, can you argue for your ideas? Can you argue for your ideas when your ideas aren't popular with your friends, and maybe even more so with your superiors? So leadership is one of the pillars of the National Honor Society. But remember, it's easy to call yourself a leader. And it's easy to be called a leader by somebody else. But being a real leader is difficult. And it's truly a great accomplishment at whatever age you're at. At this point, I'd like to shift gears a little bit and describe the leadership abilities of a former president of the United States. In other words, I'm going to go all history teacher on you. Some of you are probably thinking, oh, here we go again. Here goes the liberal Democrat school teacher singing the praises of a liberal Democratic president like FDR or JFK or LBJ or maybe even President Clinton, Bill, not Hillary, maybe President Obama, but nope, not tonight. Tonight, let's go with a Republican. Tonight, let's go with a Republican who happens to be my favorite president of all time, the one against whom all past, present, and future presidents are measured. Not Nixon. No. Who was it? Abraham Lincoln, the first Republican president. Very good. 15 years ago, when I was standing here going on and on and on, kind of like tonight, a historian named Doris Kearns Goodwin was almost done with a book she had been working on for years called Team of Rivals, The Political Genius of Abraham Lincoln. It ended up being a Pulitzer Prize-winning book. Steven Spielberg took it and turned it into an Academy Award-winning film about Lincoln, cleverly called Lincoln. In a recent interview, well, I shouldn't say recent, in an interview, Kearns Goodwin was asked why she believed Lincoln was such a good leader. And what she said was that Lincoln did six things that set him apart, probably forever. And there's only six, so I'm going to go through them quickly with you. The first one was that, this is according to the author, Doris Kearns Goodwin, she said that Lincoln's capacity to listen to different points of view made him different. The book is called Team of Rivals, not to bore you with the details, but he invited all of his rivals, all of his competitors into his cabinet, and he listened to them. And he created a culture where it was okay to disagree, and there were not going to be reprisals or retaliations if you did. So by doing this, Lincoln was willing to listen, but he also was in charge, and he knew when a discussion had gone on long enough, and he knew when to make a decision, and he knew that his decision was fine. The second thing that she said was that Lincoln was always willing to share the credit for success and to share in the blame for failure. He supported his people. He stood up for them. He let them have their moment. And when they screwed up, he had their back. The third thing was Lincoln's willingness to get out in the field and manage directly. The war was going on. And he was often at battlefields, at hospitals, at military bases, just boosting the morale of everybody that he could. And he didn't hide from public opinion. He used to call it a public opinion bath. He would talk to people, even if they were telling him things that weren't easy to listen to. He didn't want to be surrounded by yes people. He wanted the truth. The fourth thing is that Lincoln was strong when it came to sticking to his fundamental goals. In 1864, the war was going really badly. It had gone on and on and on, and hundreds of thousands of people were dead. Everyone was upset about it. And his advisors came to him and said, you need to end this. You need to negotiate with the rebels. You need to settle this thing. And he said no. He was not going to budge on two things. He was not going to let this country be divided, and he was not going to allow slavery to continue. These were non-negotiables. And you guys are going to have non-negotiables in your life. You're going to have to draw a line at some point, and this was his line. The fifth thing was Lincoln's ability to communicate his goals and his visions. When he spoke to people, when he wrote to people, he made concepts simple, but he also spoke to people in a way that the common citizen could appreciate and understand. He understood the common person. So when he was communicating with them, he understood their concerns. And the last one, don't you love those words? The last one, Lincoln had the ability, through the worst crisis in American history, you guys think you have stress, he had the ability to calm himself, to relax himself, and to replenish himself in the face of all this stress. When he was mad, he wrote what he called hot letters. If he was mad at you, he'd write a letter to you. He wouldn't sign it, he wouldn't send it, he'd stick it in the drawer and he'd leave it there. And usually he'd just throw it away. But that was his way to blow off steam. He was a storyteller. He loved to tell stories, and sometimes he was the only one that thought they were funny. But this was a way for him to blow off steam. And unfortunately, he also loved going to the theater, which he did more than 100 times during his presidency. I think we all kind of know how that turned out. That's not funny. So I'll leave you with this. Don't you love those words? I'll leave you with this. Here's my unsolicited advice to all of you. In the present and in the future, study leadership. Discover the kind of leader that you want to be. And discover the kind of leader that you don't want to be. For me, it was Lincoln. It doesn't have to be Lincoln for you. But find your Lincoln. Be your Lincoln. Be a leader. Thanks for listening. And maybe I'll see some of you guys in 15 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Galvin. We would like to present you with this plaque to thank you for being here tonight. Now for the pillars of NHS.
Good evening. Service is a pillar that can be achieved in infinite ways. The willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without compensation or recognition of any kind is a quality that is essential for the National Honor Society. Each member of NHS strives to provide service to the surrounding communities in order to benefit those around them. Service is not just to satisfy a requirement set by NHS or for college applications, but to help another through reaching out to them due to deeply rooted values. Thank you.
Good evening. Scholarship is not about being the most skilled or the most intellectual person. It is about having an intellectual curiosity that drives one not only to enjoy learning new things, but to also have the persistence and integrity to apply oneself in understanding difficult concepts. Through hard work, scholars strive to become more educated individuals that are better suited to initiating positive changes in society. This pillar can only be achieved through diligence and effort. Scholarship means always doing the best work possible, regardless of the impending award.
Leadership means the influence you have on people to do something extraordinary. A leader is someone who is not afraid to stand by his or her decision, even if that sometimes means standing alone. Leaders have a drive to transform the world. A leader is that person everyone looks to for advice, confidence, and a smile. A leader is someone who overcomes obstacles each day, not only for themselves, but to better the lives of others. A leader is made up of the other 4 pillars of National Honor Society: scholarship, service, and character. Being a leader means having an innate belief that the sky is never the limit.
Character means having qualities of honesty, courage, trustworthiness, and integrity. Honesty requires you to display fairness in all activities and situations, even when it's losing or experiencing a negative outcome. Courage involves showing honesty with confidence and resolve, even in the face of opposition. Integrity is having the courage to stand by your morals despite your peer pressure and competing interests. Character is not something that can be taught, but rather something that has to be modeled through example. Character may be the most difficult pillar to define theory, but ironically, it may be the most easy to identify and practice.
Now we will begin the induction of our new members.
Is a devoted member of Stoughton Student Council and is a representative of the class of 2019. This past summer in Israel, she participated in over 10 hours of community service, such as helping at a special needs home or visiting sick children at an organization called Save a Child's Heart. When Lauren isn't at Buddies Club or at softball practice, she lifeguards at a local condominium or volunteers at her temple in Stoughton. A few days a week, she teaches dance as well as takes classes at a studio in Easton. Lauren hopes to use her passion for writing in her future career in marketing. Tonight, Lauren honors her 7th grade English teacher for her enthusiasm and dedication to teaching her students. Miss Whitaker inspired Lauren's interest in English and has been one of the most important influences in her life. Lauren Asmus.
Christina Bashara is a dedicated member of the Student Leadership Institute, Peer Leadership, and Fruition, and Step Up. Christina is Vice President of Peer Leadership and serves her school community as a peer ambassador. Christina loves math and playing with her dog every day. She hopes to pursue a career in surgery or computer science. Christina has chosen to honor her 7th and 8th grade teacher, Ms. Regas, because Ms. Regas helped her find comfort amongst the stress of school. Christina Bashara.
Tess Billow is a devoted student of the Stoughton track and field team and has run cross-country, winter, and spring track. Tess has been is an involved member of Destination Imagination for the past 2 years, working with her team to compete at both regional and state levels last year. She also has served as a member of the Student Council for 2 years and served on the executive board as Community Service Coordinator. Tess also enjoys music, performing in jazz band and drum club, and has been in marching band for the past 3 years. Tess has a passion for science and is working as an intern at the Milton Academy Saturday courses, working with children to help them further their curiosity in science. Tess has chosen to honor her elementary school principal, Mrs. Palilio, because Ms. Palilio helped her discover her love for learning when she was just starting school. Tess Billow.
Nate Baudet is the Vice President for the class of 2019. Nate is also a member of the Destination Imagination program, and his team advanced to global competition last year. Nate is a member of the Boy Scouts of America, where he is a senior patrol leader and is currently working on his Eagle Scout project. Nate also plays baseball for the Stoughton High School. Nate is looking forward to college where he's interested in studying mechanical engineering. Nate has chosen his 8th grade teacher, Miss Frasca, because Mrs. Frasca pushed Nate to share his ideas and was a fantastic teacher. Nate Baudet.
Ashley Burrows is a dedicated member of the Stoughton Music Department. Ashley is co-librarian for the marching band and serves her school community as a peer mediator. Ashley also participates in the Stoughton Leadership Institute, where she is the co-fundraising chair. When she's not in school, Ashley volunteers at many different places with various organizations. Due to her love of science, Ashley hopes to pursue a career in biotech engineering and hopes to someday invent new technologies to revolutionize hospitals around the world. Ashley has chosen to honor her 5th grade teacher, Mrs. DeMayo, because Mrs. DeMayo built up Ashley's confidence and pushed her to never give up on herself despite what she goes through. Ashley Burrows. Demetra Cariofiles is a devoted class officer and is president of the class of 2019. Alongside playing Spirit Well and Semi, she spins with the SHS Fall and Winter Color Guard. She often volunteers in community service activities with her church's youth ministry. Due to her love of organizing class-wide events, Demetra considers studying hospitality and event planning in college. Demetra has chosen to honor her 8th grade history teacher, Miss Frasca, because of the consistent laughs and her positive influence. Demetra Cariofiles.
Janelle Coppola is an active member of the community of Stoughton. Janelle is a member of the Stoughton High School varsity softball team. She shares her love of the game with the young girls of the Stoughton by coaching youth softball teams throughout the spring and summer. Due to her love of science and caring for others, Janelle hopes to one day pursue a career as a dentist. Janelle has chosen to honor her 8th grade English teacher, Mrs. Sandrin, because Mrs. Sandrin helped build Janelle's confidence and love for English. Janelle Coppola.
Caitlin Costera was a present inductee at O'Donnell Middle School first ever National Junior Honor Society in 2014. Since then, Caitlin continuously volunteered in her community, the Academy Preschool, the food pantry for her church, St. James Parish, and volunteering at local elementary schools for family nights and school fairs. One of Caitlin's greatest accomplishments is walking for St. Jude's. With the help of her family and friends, Caitlin was able to raise $3,600 for fighting childhood cancer. Caitlin has served her school by being a student council representative and class treasurer for 2 years. For the last 3 years, Caitlin has played field hockey and has been a member of Buddies Club and DECA. This year, she was appointed DECA's Vice President of Member Relations. Due to her love of literature, Caitlin has chosen to honor tonight her 8th grade English teacher, Mrs. Mazzetti. Mrs. Mazzetti has taught Caitlin to pursue learning with a passion and accomplish greatness. Caitlin Costera.
Andrew Olmowitz is a hardworking student and athlete. In the fall, he can be found running through the woods with his fellow cross-country teammates. In the winter, Andrew can be spotted rolling around on the mats as part of the wrestling team. Come springtime, Andrew runs for the Stoughton track team. On weekends, he serves coffee as a part-time employee of Dunkin' Donuts, and almost every Monday night, Andrew volunteers at bingo at his temple. Andrew will be honoring his 7th and 8th grade science teacher, Mrs. Gritter, because Mrs. Gritter gave Andrew a passion for science and learning. Andrew Olmowitz.
Brianna Ferrandis is president of Art Club and participates in Science Olympiad. Brianna is an umpire for the Pee Wee softball players in Stoughton. Brianna is also part of the varsity softball team. She is an active member of St. James Parish in Stoughton. She wishes to pursue a career in neuroscience when she gets older. She has chosen to honor her 7th grade English teacher, Miss Whitaker, because Miss Whitaker inspired Brianna to work hard and be confident. Brianna Fernandez.
Emily Guerreri is a dedicated member of Peer Mediation, Marching Band, Tuesday Jazz Band, Science Olympiad, ADL, the Advisory Mentor Program, and the Drama Department.
Emily is also the flute section leader in the music department. Outside of school, she's been dancing for 12 years, takes private flute lessons, volunteers at Stoughton Public Library and Copley Rehab, and she's also trained and certified in abusive dating relationships through the Dove Institute. On Saturday mornings, Emily is an intern at the Milton Academy Saturday course working with the biology classes. Since 8th grade, Emily has been involved with Project 351, a statewide youth service organization. This year, she was given the honor of being selected to be a member of the 351 alumni leadership team, in which she was able to lead a team of nine 8th grade students through their ambassador year in the program. When Emily is not doing any of these activities, she can be found working at Dunkin' Donuts or attempting to find a couple hours of sleep in the day. Emily has a love of animals and plans to pursue a career in veterinary medicine after high school. Emily has chosen to honor her middle school principal, Mr. Colantonio, for supporting her through her journey with Project 351 and being with her since the start of 6th grade.
Cynthia Kulcharan is a very devoted student and member of the Stoughton High School community. She is now serving her 3rd year as student council representative for the class of 2019, which she is very dedicated to. She writes for the school newspaper and journalism club and is also a member of Fruition and DECA. She is an ensemble dancer at the Trevani School of Dance, a nonprofit organization. She takes her academics very seriously and hopes to pursue a career in corporate law, and one day hopes to have her own firm. Cynthia chose to honor her 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Baines, because Mrs. Baines taught her to be strong and helped her to shape the person and student Cynthia is today. Cynthia Kulcharan.
Rachel Goulston is a dedicated student athlete as a captain of the JV volleyball team this fall. She spends her weekends teaching swimming lessons and will join the SHS swim team this winter. Rachel is treasurer of Spectrum as well as a peer ambassador. She is a member of Step Up to Excellence and serves her school community as a peer mediator. Rachel is not quite sure what career she would like to pursue, but she hopes to figure it out soon. She has chosen to honor her elementary and middle school music teacher, Victor McShirley, because Mr. McShirley has supported Rachel throughout her musical career and encouraged her to audition for the SHS a cappella group, which she has been a member of since freshman year. Rachel Goulston.
Olivia Hoffman has chosen to honor her 2nd grade teacher from Hanson Elementary School, Mrs. Newcomb, because she nurtured Olivia's love for writing and taught her to always put forth her best effort. Olivia is the secretary for the class of 2019 and served as a student council representative for the past 2 years. She has been dancing for 14 years and competes with Starline Academy's dance team. In the fall, Olivia plays field hockey, and she is also an active member of the journalism club throughout the school year. Olivia has been a member of Stoughton High's DECA chapter for the past 3 years and currently serves as the chapter's president. Olivia fosters her love for children while working as a camp counselor and birthday party specialist. In the future, Olivia will attend college and hopes to study communication, journalism, or marketing. Olivia Hoffman.
Hannah Holden is a dedicated member of Student Council, serving as a class representative for the class of 2019. Hannah is also a member of the DECA Business Club at SHS. After school, she spends her time playing volleyball, basketball, and running track for the school's varsity teams. During Hannah's off time outside of school, she plays club volleyball and works part-time at Roach Brothers. Hannah's plans once she graduates is to pursue a career in the biological field. Hannah has invited her 5th grade teacher, Mrs. DeMeo, from the South School. Mrs. DeMeo was a great influence in helping Hannah become a more creative and descriptive writer. Hannah finds her to be a great role model and is one of the reasons Hannah is successful in all of her classes. Hannah Holden.
Rachel Hoover is the president of Art Club and founder of Mural Crew. Rachel joined DECA last year, is now a part of Destination Imagination, and continues looking for ways to incorporate art into her life. She volunteers at Boston University and helps out at the Aphasia Research Center. Due to her interest in the medical field, Rachel hopes to become a behavioral neurologist and help find treatment for various brain disorders. Rachel has chosen to honor her 7th grade teacher, Miss Whitaker, who taught her about having dedication and working hard for things she's passionate about. Rachel Hoover.
is an honors and AP student at Stoughton High School in the graduating class of 2019. During the fall, you can catch Allie participating in the marching band as lead trumpet and a section leader. Allie is also involved in the Tuesday Jazz Band, Jazz Combo, and Symphonic Band. She plays varsity field hockey and along with track and softball. Allie also takes part in Math Team, Science Olympiad, and Destination Imagination. Allie hopes to pursue a career in elementary school teaching, inspired by her sponsor and third grade teacher, Ms. Scavidi. She has chosen Ms. Scavidi as her sponsor because of her positive energy and comprehensible teaching skills in the classroom, making school enjoyable and fun. Allie Howe.
Alexandra Joven exemplifies the idea of being a dedicated student. With her love of creativity and self-expression, Alexandra continues to be an active member of Stoughton High School's art club. She wants others to know that success comes as a result of working hard while also incorporating individual perceptions. Other than art, Alexandra is also part of the Students Against Destructive Decisions, Peer Leadership, Spectrum, and Science Olympiad. She hopes to pursue a career in the biological field and ease her way into the medical field. Alexandra chose to honor her 6th grade art teacher, Ms. O'Connell, because she exercises the importance of self-discovery and self-confidence. Alexandra Joven.
Hassan Khan is an active member in the music program. He plays in the Tuesday Jazz Band, Jazz Combo, Jazz Choir, Drum Club, the Marching Band, plays in the Pit for the Musical, and is a band officer. Hassan helps the middle school jazz band. He also serves his school as a peer mediator. In the upcoming spring season, Hassan will be the captain of the tennis team. Due to his interest in music, Hassan hopes to pursue a career in music. Hassan has chosen to honor his 8th grade teacher, Mr. Pruden, because Mr. Pruden helped Hassan push himself to work harder in school.
Alessandra Lafredo would like to honor Mrs. Jennifer Gritter, her 7th and 8th grade science teacher. Mrs. Gritter taught Alessandra to love science and especially sparked her interest in biology. Through positive words of encouragement, she taught Alessandra to believe in herself both in and outside of the classroom. Alessandra has been an active member of the high school's softball and soccer program since her freshman year. She is also involved in Destination Imagination, Math Team, and Marching Band. When she is not engaged in school-related activities, Alessandra spends her time at her family's restaurant in Norwood, where she learned the basic foundation of the restaurant industry. She is skilled in both the kitchen and the dining room. There, she has cooked meals for families in need through a local church. In the future, Alessandra hopes to become a doctor and dedicate her life to helping others around the world. Alessandra Lafredo. Victoria is a dedicated member of the Stoughton Jazz Choir. Victoria also participates in the Math and Science Olympiad. Due to her love for working with children, Victoria tutors math at TRC and also volunteers at the dance studio that she had previously attended. In addition, Victoria works at Daddy's Dairy, a local ice cream shop. Victoria works hard to accomplish her goal of getting accepted into a prestigious college. Victoria has chosen to honor Mr. Pruden, her 8th grade math teacher. Not only did Mr. Pruden improve Victoria's math skills, but he also taught her how important it is to persevere through anything that may be a challenge in life. Mr. Pruden always encouraged Victoria to be the best that she could be. Victoria Lyapin.
Cesar McElhaney is an active member of the Stoughton High School community. Cesar is very musically involved, taking part in the marching band, jazz band, symphonic choir, jazz choir, and a cappella choir. Cesar also helps serve the SHS community as a peer mediator and peer ambassador for the Anti-Defamation League. Cesar also serves the Stoughton community by volunteering weekly at the Copley Nursing Home. His involvement in the musical ensemble here at SHS has inspired him to keep music in his life forever. Cesar has chosen to honor his kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Bronis, since she has supported him from the very beginning until now as a junior in high school. Cesar thanks her for helping mold him into who he is today. Cesar McElhaney.
Kiana Mills is a dedicated member of DECA, serving the Vice President of serving as the Vice President of Finance. Kiana is also the captain of cross-country, winter, and spring track teams. Kiana has been an active member of the community, serving as a student representative in the school council for the past 2 years. After high school, Kiana plans on pursuing a career in astrophysics and aerospace engineering. Kiana has chosen to honor her 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Lagan, because Mrs. Lagan taught Kiana to strive for excellence. Kiana Mills. Olivia O'Neill is a dedicated member of Student Council, serving as a representative for the class of 2019. Olivia also holds the position of Member at Large for the class of 2019 in the Student Council's Executive Board. Depending on the season, you can find Olivia after school playing either soccer, basketball, or softball. Every year, Olivia participates in her church's annual food drive. She helps deliver brown bags to houses for donations, then picks them up the following week, where the food is sorted back at her church, then delivered to local food pantries. Olivia has chosen to honor her 7th grade teacher, Mrs. Whitaker. It is Mrs. Whitaker's dedication to teaching that helped develop and strengthen Olivia's love for learning and Olivia's writing skills for high school. Olivia O'Neill.
Gabrielle Olvera is a hardworking and determined student. She is a dedicated member of the field hockey and spring track team for the 3rd year. Gabby participates in the DECA Business Club, Science Olympiads, and Buddies Club. She serves the Stoughton community by being part of the Youth Commission Club. This includes helping out with the community service, such as making food baskets, having food drives, and bake sales for those fighting cancer. Because of her interest in chemistry, her goal is to major in pharmacy and someday achieve her goal to become a pharmacist. Gabby has chosen Miss Walsh, her 3rd grade teacher, because Miss Walsh pushed her to her fullest potential. Gabriella Olvera.
Shannon Petrie is a 3-season athlete who has participated in spring and winter track since her freshman year. She has recently joined the cross-country team after playing volleyball for 2 years. Shannon represents the class of 2019 in Student Council, along with helping out backstage for her 2nd production this fall with the drama department. You can find her working at McDonald's in Canton during her free time, where she has recently been promoted to crew trainer. Shannon isn't certain on her life after school. However, she hopes to either pursue a career in education or use her love of foreign languages in the future. Shannon has chosen to honor her 8th grade French teacher, Mrs. Regas, because she has always created an enjoyable learning experience for the class, which furthered her desire to continue with French in high school. Shannon Petrie.
Jessica Podesta is proud to be a peer ambassador with the Anti-Defamation League's program, A World of Difference. She plays field hockey and tennis and is one of the drum majors for the Marching Black Knights. Jessica plays in the instrumental pit for the spring musical and is helping off stage during this year's play. Jessica is a new member of the Science Olympiads and will be returning to the math team again this year. Jessica recently participated in the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk and volunteers at the American Cancer Society events. Jessica has chosen to honor her 8th grade science teacher, Mr. King, because his constant effort to push his students to do their best in the class convinced Jessica to consider a career in science. Jessica Podesta.
Raksha Pokarel is a member of Peer Leadership, SLI, Fruition, Step Up, and she is also a peer mediator. She enjoys doing community service, especially at the elementary schools. Her favorite subjects in school are French and history. She loves to go out to eat with her friends, especially at Panera, and she enjoys shopping in her free time. She does not know what she wants to do in the future, but hopes to figure it out soon. She has chosen to honor Mrs. Banis, her 5th grade teacher, because Mrs. Banis encouraged her to push herself further and made coming to school more enjoyable. Raksha Pokarel.
Rebecca Roos serves her high school community as a peer mediator. She also participates in Student Council, Science Olympiad, and Math team. When Rebecca is not in school, she enjoys volunteering with both children and the elderly. Because of her passion for science and helping others, Rebecca hopes to pursue a career in nursing. Rebecca has chosen to honor her 8th grade teacher, Miss Braska, because Miss Braska inspired Rebecca to encouraged her to follow her dreams. Rebecca Roos.
Sana Seth is a dedicated 3-year member of the Student Council, serving as a representative for the class of 2019. Sana is also the Student Council Advisor, who contributes to her school and community as a qualified peer mediator. For the past 2 years, Sana has loved being a part of the Science Olympiad, Buddies Club, and peer leadership. Last year, she won 2nd place during the Engineering Design Challenge at the 59th Annual Science Fair. This summer, Sana has devoted over 80 hours to Norwood Hospital and wishes to pursue a career in the medical field. Due to her love for medicine, Sana has attended 2 pre-college courses at Brown University and Harvard University and aspires to be a trauma surgeon. Tonight, Sana has chosen to honor her 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Sprague from Gibbons Elementary School, because Mrs. Sprague has been more than just a teacher to her. She has been an influential mentor who has helped Sana with confidence building and various academic needs. Sana said.
Molly Turner is dedicated to her academics as well as her athletics. Molly has played on the varsity volleyball team for the past 2 years, helping the team to win many victories. Molly volunteers in her community any opportunity she can by helping at different charities and at various child fund days. Molly works in the child watch room at the YMCA, taking care of many children as their parents take various classes. Molly has chosen to honor her 7th grade teacher, English teacher, Mrs. Whitaker, because Mrs. Whitaker taught Molly that no matter how difficult something is, it can always be conquered through hard work and the ability to work with others to reach the goal. Molly Turner.
Jalila Waller is the editor of the SHS Night and is a member of Peer Leadership. She supports her school community as a peer mentor and a peer ambassador. Jalila stays busy being involved in youth and government and loves spending time with her friends over a nice cup of Starbucks coffee. Jalila enjoys working with others, and she hopes to pursue a career in journalism or in the medical field. Jalila has chosen to honor her 8th grade teacher, Miss Regas, for always making her laugh and encouraging her to always work hard and try her best. Jalila Waller.
Rachel Weiner is a dedicated member of Student Council, serving as a class representative for the class of 2019. Rachel is also a member of DECA Journalism Club, the Drama Department, Winter Guard, Spring Track and Field, and Stoughton High School Marching Black Knights in the Color Guard section. She also is the president of her BBYO chapter, which is a part of her Jewish youth group. Rachel teaches swim lessons and lifeguards at the YMCA every week and loves her job. She hopes to pursue a career in marketing communications after graduating high school. Rachel has chosen to honor her 4th grade teacher, Mr. Monty, because Mr. Monty has been a big part of helping Rachel build her confidence as a student and always reminded her and her classmates to never settle for less than your best. Rachel Weiner.
Catherine Woodrow is a dedicated member of Stoughton DECA, competing in sports and entertainment team decision-making category. Catherine also represents students of SHS on the school council. She was recently invited to take part in the Anti-Defamation League peer ambassador program here at Stoughton High. Katie is also a 3-sport athlete competing in field hockey, ice hockey, and track and field. You can find Catherine scooping ice cream at Crescent Ridge. With her love of biology, she hopes to pursue a career in the neuroscience field. Catherine has chosen to honor her 5th grade teacher, Mr. Cancellieri, because he helped her adjust to the idea of growing up to become an avid student, athlete, and hard worker. Catherine Woodrow.
Victoria Fallon is a 3-season athlete. Victoria has participated at the varsity level for soccer, track and field, and hockey. Victoria is a dedicated volunteer at Milton Hospital. Victoria's duties consisted of assisting patients, their families, and the nursing staff. Victoria wishes to pursue a career in nursing and because of her love for children. Victoria would like to work in the area of pediatrics. Victoria has chosen her 8th grade teacher, Mrs. Vicasey, because Mrs. Vicasey helped Victoria become aware of her strengths inside and outside of the classroom.
Harrison was a company dancer for the Project Moves Dance Company and remains active in her dance studio. Amari is head crew for the drama club and participates in Science Olympiad, Math Team, Stoughton Leadership Institute, and Fruition. She tutors locally every week through the Homework Health Center and teaches children's dance class at her dance studio. Amari volunteers at her dance studio and through local elementary schools. Amari has chosen to honor her tutor, Miss Osborne, because Mrs. Osborne provided Amari with the knowledge and confidence to be able to succeed in school. Amari Harrison.
Megan Heffernan is a devoted member of the Drama Club, serving as a crew leader in the upcoming production. Megan loves to participate in the school's Science Olympiad team and Math team. For the past 3 years, Megan has been a member of the girls' soccer team. In the summer, Megan works with children at the local YMCA. Her love for biology has influenced her to pursue a career in the biological sciences. Megan wishes to honor her 8th grade math teacher, Mr. Pruden, because Mr. Pruden pushed her to have more confidence in her work and helped her develop an appreciation for math. Megan Heffernan.
Brian Peoples is a contemporary member of DECA, Destination Imagination, and Youth in Government. In addition, Brian plays varsity soccer and has been coaching the youth level for the past 2 years. Depending on what university Brian attends, he hopes to be playing soccer there as well. Brian's interests lie in business and engineering, and he intends on pursuing a degree in one of these areas. Brian has chosen to honor his kindergarten and 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Tomasek, for her charismatic behaviors in the classroom and how they inspired him to voice his own opinions. Inductees, please raise your right hand. I pledge myself to uphold
I pledge myself to uphold
the high purposes of the National Honor Society,
the high purposes of the National Honor Society,
to which I have been selected.
to which I have been selected.
I will be true to the principles
I will be true to the principles
for which it stands.
for which it stands.
I will be loyal to my school,
I will be loyal to my school,
giving of my time and energy
giving of my time and energy
to promote all school activities.
to promote all school activities.
I will strive at all times
I will strive at all times
to be a model student,
to be a model student,
and I will maintain and encourage high standards
and I will maintain and encourage high standards
of scholarship, service, leadership, and character.
of scholarship, service, leadership, and character.
Congratulations. Now for closing remarks.
Hi everyone, I'm English teacher Miss Kelly, and this is my co-advisor. So we feel so fortunate to be co-advisors of this incredible organization, and we are so proud of all of you who are standing here tonight. We also wanted to say for all of the families who are here, thanks for getting these students where they are and making them who they are, and the amazing things that they had to say to all of you is astounding and beautiful, and so thank you for being here. So, without further ado, we're going to ask these folks up here to stay put so we can get some photos, right? And then we'll meet you downstairs for a reception in the cafeteria. Thank you again.